Shabbat Shalom! So maybe you're just a little bit surprised that we decided to change venues this evening. Not our first choice, but a very good one nonetheless. The air conditioning in the sanctuary is not working, and instead of your clergy schwitzing, we decided, hey, we give you the opportunity to see the chapel, which you haven't seen in 5 months. So we moved our operation over here. For those of you who are trying out YouTube, we're glad. We hope that it is just as easy, if not easier. We're encouraging people to go to services through YouTube. The quality should be a little bit better, but please recognize that we had to do a little punting here, and so the sound may not be as perfect as it has been in the past, and we're on Wi-Fi, which we weren't supposed to be on, but hey, we're here, and it's Shabbat, and it's a day of peace and rest, so let's enjoy it. Oh, the cantor's going to get us.
Sweet.
You're doing great. Yep, bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. You want to bring it down? Just stay here. Okay. That's fine. This isn't gonna, it hasn't changed much. There you go. Okay. So, where were we? We are ready to begin our service, hopefully with a melody that you are quite aware of, quite used to.
שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומנעים, 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 שבת אחים גם יחד, שבת אחים גם יחד.
God, we offer you thanks for this Shabbat which unites us not in space but in faith and hope, for Shabbat holiness which inspires sacred living, for Shabbat memories glowing even in the darkness, for Shabbat peace born of friendship and love. We offer you thanks and blessing.
Adonai Remo iten Adonai Yevarech et amo Adonai Remo iten Adonai Yevarech et amo
Adonai echad, u'shemo echad l'shem u'letiferet ve'litfilah. Echadoni v'ikrat kala, b'nei Shabbat ne'kabelah. Echadoni v'ikrat kala, b'nei Shabbat ne'kabelah. Shabbat Bechulen El Hakim Mekor Hamera Hameroshmi
זאת מעשה במחשבה תחילה לחדודי לקראת קהלה
בני שבת נקבלה לחדודי לקראת קהלה בני שבת נקבלה התעוררי כי באורך קומי אורי שיר דברי כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה לחדודי לקראת קהלה בני שבת נקבלה לחדודי לקראת קהלה בני שבת נקבלה.
We rise, we turn to the door, we welcome the Shabbat bride.
Moi ושלום, אהבת גם בשמחה, ובצלחתו אמוני עם סגולה. בואי כלה, בואי חלה. לחדודי לקראת קהלה בני שבת נקבלה לחדודי לקראת קהלה בני שבת נקבלה.
We forgot to light our Shabbat candles. We got Kiddush, we got Motzi, we don't have our candles.
They don't have a Bring in the light, bring in the light, bring in the light of Shabbat. We light the light of Shabbat. Bring in the light, bring in the light, bring in the light of Shabbat. V'hadlikneh shel Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom. May you have a peaceful day. Shabbat Shalom. May you have a restful day. Bring in the light, bring in the light, bring in the light of Shabbat. We light the light of Shabbat. V'hadlikneh shel Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom. Time to take a deep breath. Shabbat Shalom. May you have a restful day. Bring in the light, bring in the light, bring in the light of Shabbat. We light the light of Shabbat. V'hadlikneh shel Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav Tetzivanu להדליקנeh של שבת. ברכו את אדוני המבורך.
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד.
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד. Roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Oleh yom v'layla, oleh or mipnei choshech, oleh or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Oleh yom v'layla, oleh or mipnei choshech, oleh or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Baruch atah Adonai, Hamari v'Arabim.
Elohecha, b'chol levacha ub'chol nafshecha ub'chol meotecha, v'hayu הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
אדוני אלוהיכם, amen.
In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Let us continue to work for that day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then we shall rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea.
מי כמוך בעדים אדוני, מי כמוך נעלם הקודש, תורתי לא תוספת, תורתי לא תוספת. מי כמוך בעדים אדוני, מי כמוך נעלם הקודש, תורתי לא תוספת, תורתי לא תוספת. מלכותך ראו בניך, כהים לפני משה מרים, ואלי עמדו ואמרו, שלי עמדו ואמרו, אדוני לעולם בארץ, אדוני לעולם בארץ. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים. ושמור צאתנו הוא אוהבנו ואתה מאדוני. והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים, השלימנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים.
The people of Israel shall keep the Sabbath, observing the Sabbath in every generation, as a covenant for all time. It is a sign forever between me and the people of Israel. For in 6 days the eternal God made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day God ceased from labor and rested.
ימים עשה אדוני לשמיים ואת הארץ. וביום השביעי, וביום השביעי, וביום השביעי שבת ואני נפש יאי
We rise for Amidah, for Tefillah.
Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום, יהללוך הסלע. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Praise be Adonai for the Sabbath and its holiness.
אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Blessed are you, Adonai, whose presence returns to Zion.
ברוך אתה אדוני, המחזיק שכינתו לציון, מודים אנחנו לך.
God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks.
ברוך אתה אדוני, הטוב שמך ולקנאי לכבודו. שלום ברכה על ישראל עמך, נשיאים לעולם. שלום ברכה על ישראל עמך, נשיאים לעולם. כי אתה מלך אדום, לכבוד השלום. כי אתה מלך אדום, לכבוד השלום. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, נשיאים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, נשיאים לעולם. וטוב עיניך לברך את עמך ישראל, בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, נשיאים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, נשיאים לעולם. נשיאים לעולם. נשיאים לעולם.
Before we take a moment for silent personal prayer, we think about our friends and our neighbors, members of our community, members of our own family who are in need of God's blessing of healing. On this Shabbat, we are thinking about Audrey Ronchik and Deanna Ronchik, Charles Barna, Francine Barna, Baruch Ben Zion Ben Bracha Chaya, Nathan Braun, Sam Brenner, Leslie Center, Elliot Citron, Helen Fagan, Marion Gordon, Dennis Greenwald, Deborah Hartman, Luis Hernandez, Peter Herrera, Susan Jones, George and Dee Leader, Benjamin Lechner, Jack Lieb, Judy Levy, Jack Malfi, Kaduri Ben Yaakov Shaul, Leah Bat Margalit, Shammai Ben Michael, Miriam Bat Meir, Robert Parker, Roberta Weinberg Patek, Shaul Ben Moshe Berivka, Ingrid Roskin, Janice Schneider, Lillian Stein, Kevin Webb, Iris Weingarten, Sid Weisel, Dov Ben Yona. We ask God's blessing upon them. Yishberach.
May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Those in need of healing, with refuah shema, renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We take a moment for silent personal prayer.
Shalom, Shalom, Shalom. ממרומם, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום ממרומם, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום ממרומם, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל יושבי תבל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל העולם.
I want to talk a little bit personally. This has been a challenging couple of weeks for me, for our congregation, for our country. Over the last 2 weeks, maybe even a week, our synagogue alarm system got knocked out, our fire panel got fried, our main sanctuary air conditioning unit was damaged, the internet crashed, our Wi-Fi stopped working, and just when we thought that nothing else could happen, the air conditioning unit for Cantor Norman's office gave up the ghost. I mean, it was 25 years old, but okay, man, it was a lot to handle. The staff and the officers kept saying, we just can't catch a break. Frustrations ran pretty high. Add to the mix the stressful realization that the high holy days are coming entirely too fast. Tisha B'Av, the commemoration of the great tragedies that have befallen the Jewish people, the death of the great American icon, Congressman John Lewis, and the word that some special congregants are fighting COVID-19, say nothing of tropical storm or hurricane bearing down on us, and I really was ready to throw in the towel. And I know that many of you are hanging by a thread as well. The novelty of the first month of this pandemic was fun. Okay? The next couple of months were an adjustment period. Now, I'm starting to feel the cracks. Hang on 1 second. Norman, can you just check to make sure that the computer is plugged in? For some reason, I think it is now. Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that, folks. All of a sudden on the screen it said that I was about to run out of battery, and so hopefully we got that fixed. It's plugged in. So. I have been feeling the cracks, and I have been feeling the cracks in many, many people. So this Shabbat couldn't be coming at a better time, not just because it is Shabbat and every Shabbat should be a Shabbat of rest and of peace and of replenishment, but this Shabbat is Shabbat Nakam, the Shabbat of Comfort. Following the devastation we commemorated on Tisha B'Av on Wednesday night and Thursday, we are moved to a point of comfort. For the next 7 weeks, our Haftarah readings will be ones that are meant to comfort us and move us to the renewal we hope we will experience on Rosh Hashanah. We need a reminder that following destruction comes renewal. I want to share 2 stories out of Jewish tradition. The first is based on the Torah reading of Shabbat Nakam, Parshat V'etchanan, which points us toward a teaching about healing from brokenness when the very system of coping itself breaks down. Twice our Torah portion, Cantor, for some reason this is not, can we just check and make sure that everything is... Sorry, folks. Let's see if it's come out. It just keeps getting stranger, folks. Yep.
Is it?
That was it.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Twice during our Torah portion, there's a reference to how the 10 Commandments were engraved on the tablets. We remember that Moses ascends up the mountain and comes down from Mount Sinai, sees the people worshiping a golden calf, and smashes the first set of tablets. Eventually, God summons him back up to the mountain. He receives a second set of tablets, which he delivers, thankfully, intact to the Israelites. And the story, a midrash, teaches us that both sets of tablets, the broken fragments and the whole ones, were placed in the Ark of the Covenant. The Israelites literally carried the 2 sets of them with them, recognizing that both were holy, both were worthy of our attention and respect, both were sources of guidance and inspiration for our lives. Imagining the whole tablets and the broken shards side by side in the ark and thinking of them as metaphors for our spiritual lives, we come to realize that our brokenness is no less a part of who we are than all of the wonderful moments of wholeness and celebration. The second story that I want to share with you is about the aftermath of the destruction of the Second Temple. Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai and Rabbi Joshua went on a walk. Rabbi Joshua sees the temple destroyed and he laments, "Woe to us! For this is destroyed, the place where all Israel's sins are forgiven." Rabbi Joshua fears that without the sacrifices to provide atonement, that they will feel a perpetual sense of guilt and shame, sadness and incompletion. Rabbi Yochanan, looking at the very same destruction of the temple, says, "My child, do not be distressed, for we have an atonement just like it." What is it? Acts of kindness. Then he quotes a verse from Psalms, "For I desired kindness, not an offering." Rather than feeling bereft, Rabbi Yochanan expresses hope, vision, and purpose. These 2 individuals have experienced the same loss, but each has a unique process of grieving. The lesson of this text is to make space for the multiplicity of conflicting responses to crises. Not all of us are doing great. Some of us are doing great. And some of us who are doing great will be not doing so good tomorrow. And some of us who are feeling incredibly broken today will feel okay tomorrow. The hope within the text is that the emotional and spiritual healing are possible. But I think more significant is Rabbi Yochanan's realization that the cure for our distress is not found in just ritual, but in doing acts of kindness for others. And for me, that is what supported me, what kept me up this week. I want to share with you. I got a letter. I got a letter from a congregant, and it meant the world to me. Dear Rabbi, just wanted to say how much I appreciate all of the innovative changes you and the Cantor have been forced to make during this pandemic to keep Temple Sinai alive and on the minds of the congregants. If you weren't a tech person before, you certainly have become one, that is for sure. That was my own editorial. The services are a joy to follow. Once all this becomes normal, it might be difficult getting some back into the synagogue. I know that. Don't think we haven't thought about that. Good luck with the planning and implementation of the High Holy Day services. You probably preferred an email, but I'm a paper and pen person. It's my generation, so thanks anyways. You know what? I don't know how long it took for that person to write that note. It was an act of kindness. And it was an act of kindness for somebody who's been stuck in their home for a lot of months, who I know has felt bereft, and I hope maybe that note gave her a little bit of joy, because it certainly gave it to me. Reach out to your neighbors, reach out to others in the congregation. We may not be able to see each other in person, but that touch point is not only a help to the recipient, but I think is a help to all of you. We at the congregation, the clergy, staff, we're here for you, because when you reach out to us, we'll reach out to you, and when you need us, we'll be there. Okay. We join together for Elena.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל לתת גאולה ליוצא בראשית שלא עשנו כאלוהי הארצות ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה שלא שם אלוקינו כהם לגורלנו ככל עמונה ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ובודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ היום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
At this point, we remember those who are no longer with us, who remain in our hearts. We remember Carolyn DeCoveney, Bernice Glickman, Natalie Rieger, and Marilyn Newald, all who have died over the past 30 days, for whom we are observing Shloshim. We remember these whose yortzites, the anniversary of their passing, we commemorate this Shabbat. Milton Agron, Nathaniel Ambers, Kim Erica Auerbach, Mona Azrakan, Fanny Bauman, Bert Bergen, Gussie Book, Chester H. Boruck, Celia Y. Cohen, Harris Cohn, Leon E. Cohn, Marcel Dreyfus, Rebecca Ertag, Beth Eddington, Ruth Fader, Robert Feingold, Hilda Fox, Irene R. Frank, Edward Frankel, Brett Friedland, Benjamin Gartenhouse, Gussie Goldberg, Nathan Gordon, Paul Grossman, Rose R. Heller, Abraham Hode, Samuel Hyman, Ann C. Jacobs, Wesley Philip Jones, Irving E. Kaplan, Augusta Katzman, Marshall Katzman, Florence B. Kestenbaum, Bernard Kornbluth, Isidore Lubinsky, Dorothy Krause-Ledwitz, Irving M. Leopold, Helen Levine, Sidney Lipman, Benjamin Martinique, Sidney Miller, Isaac Matrani, Philip I. Morber, Ida Newmark, Milton V. Olkin, Lena Parrish, Faye Perry, Herman Press, Samuel L. Resnick, Gilda Rose, Rita Sachs, Sylvia Schuler, Beatrice Siegel, Morris Silverman, Elsie Simon, Cynthia Syrup, Abraham Streitler, Irene Tabb, Francis Ullman, Jack Zemet. We join together for Kaddish Yatom, Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Ve'almad yivrach rutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala u'izman kari v'imru.
Amen.
Yehei Shemei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olomei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yithalal Shemei dekudashah.
B'richu.
Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechemata, da miran be'alma v'imru.
Amen.
Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru.
Amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav, v'yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru.
Amen.
The source of peace, and peace to all who mourn, comfort to all who are bereaved. Together we say, Amen. I want to wish all of you a Shabbat Shalom and say thank you to the entire extended Leopold, Agron, and Turi families for sponsoring our Oneg in memory of Irving. Thank you to Mark, Sandy, Joe, we thank you for your ongoing commitment to Temple Sinai. Susan Jones, we certainly remember Wes and honor his memory. Gary and Carol Moss, happy anniversary. We're so delighted that you get to spend it with us, and we know you're online, so happy anniversary from all of us. And Ann Zarler, thank you in honor of Teddy's 50th birthday. Happy birthday. This Sunday, we have the fifth of the 6 series. Our scholars in their residence, Rabbi Jeff Salkin, talking about cracks in things and trying to bring that crack to wholeness. That will be his talk. You know, he's an engaging, wonderful teacher and always has something interesting and new to say, so I hope you'll join us for that. Keep sending lots of sweetness through our honey fundraiser, and if you don't want to buy honey, you can always make a donation to Temple Sinai, right down there on the bottom, tsnd.org. Lighten your Shabbat load by, I'd say, leaving it at the tzedakah box, but you can do it in the digital tzedakah box. We are going to conclude very appropriately with the words from Isaiah, Nakamu, Nakamu, Ami, comfort us, our people, and we thank you God for your comfort each and every day.
Nachamu, Ani Yomar Elohechem. Nachamu, Ani Yomar Elohechem. Nachamu, Comfort us in our wilderness. Comfort us as we struggle to take care of one another. Comfort us in our wilderness. Comfort us as we struggle with this world. Nachamu, Ami Yomar Elohechem. Struggle to take care of one another. Comfort us in our wilderness. Comfort us as we struggle with this world. Nachamu, Ami Yomar Elohechem. Nachamu, Ami Yomar Elohechem. Ami Yomar Elohechem. Ami Yomar Elohechem.
Join us for Kiddush and for Motzi.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kideshanu b'mitzvotav ורצה בנו בשבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנחילנו זיכרון למעשה בראשית כי יום תחילה למקראי קודש ספר ליציאת מצרים כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים בשבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
All right. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Shabbat shalom, everyone. See you next week, or see you tomorrow.